everyone, and welcome to today's informative webinar on TSI and MSM Agent E-Summit 2021 live. We see a lot of attendees in the process of joining in, hoping that all of you are safe and healthy from wherever you are attending this webinar. We all are going through this tough time of pandemic globally, and I'm sure that we'll be able to overcome it in the coming time ahead. A good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all who has joined us today from all parts of the world. I would like to thank you all for taking time out and being here today with us. I am Vandana Raheja and I will be your moderator for today's webinar. For those who don't know me, I'm the manager India, Turkey, Vietnam, and Egypt, overseeing TSI Latvia at MSM. Today, I am here with my colleagues who are also part of the Europe team, Mr. Sagar Sabharwal, who's head Europe, UK and Ireland, and Ms. Rashi Gupta, Senior Manager Europe and Ireland, for joining this webinar with us. So I would like Sagar to say hello to everyone, and then we'll proceed with the session. Sagar, over to you.
Hi guys, it's wonderful that everybody joined everyone. Welcome everyone on the board, and thank you so much for taking out some valuable time out of your busy schedule. And it's a very valuable session right now, where our international team will be interacting closely with us. And thank you so much for joining in. Thank you, team. Thanks.
Rashi, I would also request you to please say hello to our audience.
Sure, thank you, ma'am. I invite and welcome all of our participants, agents, students, parents, schools, and teachers for the E-Summit today. This is going to be a great learning facilitating platform. We will be hearing from international delegates the study pattern of the European Schengen University and all the latest updates post the COVID study structures now in TSI and Europe as a whole. We welcome you, and I hope that all of us go back having learned a lot more to help our students in their journey of studying overseas. Welcome all of you. We will be interacting. We hope you can pen down your questions, and we will have international advisors guiding you with the correct path for helping students. Ma'am, over to you, please.
Thank you, Rashi. And we are still in the process of letting the international team join us. By the team that they join us, by the time we can have the agenda for today's session as well as the housekeeping rules. So the agenda for today's webinar is that you will be hearing a comprehensive presentation on Transport and Telecommunication Institute Latvia by our facilitator of today's. Her name is Ms. Anastasia Kraskirki. And then once the presentation is over, we'll be addressing the questions which you have submitted during the webinar in the Q&A section present in the control panel. Please feel free to ask all your queries while the presentation is in the progress. So I would request all of you, what all queries comes into your mind, you can type in those queries in the Q&A section. And once we'll be over with the presentation, we'll be addressing all those questions. We also have few program handouts, program matrix, and student guidebook in the chat box. And all of you are requested to download the same and use it for future reference. So in case, we'll also be sharing our admissions team email ID and as well as the contact number for your ready reference. You can always write to us for the details. So we'll just, by the time you download these things, we'll wait for 2 minutes for the team to join in, and then we'll start up by welcoming them, and we'll start with the session. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for such nice introduction. I'm here. Let me just switch my camera on. I cannot start my video because the host has stopped it. What would that mean?
Give me 1 minute. I'll just correct it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Now you can do it, Anastasia. Yeah.
All right, here I am. You can see me. I can see you. Great. Such a wonderful day, such wonderful weather outside. Thank you very much for organizing this E-Summit for us. I'm glad to see you all, although it's just our first meeting face to face. I have heard a lot of great words about your work and about our cooperation from my colleague Zane. She's in her vacation now. I hope to do my best to give her a hand and represent Transport and Telecommunication Institute by myself today. Are we waiting for
Thank
any
you,
more
Anastasia.
participants to come, or can I just start my presentation?
Just share your screen and I'll just formally welcome you. I'll let the audience know about you a bit more, and then we can start with the presentation. So you can just share your screen.
All right, thank you. I will do it. Screen share. All right. Let me know if you can see the presentation clearly. The
Yes,
first
we
slide.
can see that. And now give me a minute and I'll just introduce you. So, so the attendees, I am delighted and pleased to introduce today's facilitator. She is Miss Anastasia Kraskriki. She is Student Recruitment and Business Development Specialist at Transport and Telecommunication Institute, Latvia. She'll be the one who will be addressing today's presentation. And I would request Anastasia to please start with the session. But before we do, for those who have just joined in, welcome to today's webinar on TSI MSM Agent E-Summit 2021 live. And let's kickstart things off by welcoming our presenter, Anastasia. Anastasia, over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you once again, Vandana. It's my pleasure to be there with you today. Let me give you just another quick word of how grateful we are for you to organize this particular E-Summit for us today. It's my pleasure to tell you everything I know about Transport and Telecommunication Institute, about how to get there, about what to study there, and about how can you benefit from studying there. So we are TSI, Transport and Telecommunication Institute, based in Riga, Latvia. Latvia is a very nice and pretty small country, especially considering how great and big India is. We're lying in almost two different worlds. Our capital is really big, great, modern, innovative. But I would say, yeah, the rest of the Latvian land is kind of a countryside. It's really calm. It's really green. You can enjoy it's all around. There are a lot of great places to travel around Riga, so it's not the only spot you would be able to visit while studying in Latvia. Yeah, it's a pretty virgin green environment, and we're located just on the coast of Baltic Sea. So our students are lucky enough to be able to enjoy sunny beach, warm and nice, but a bit shallow, I would say. Baltic Sea, it's just about 20-30 minutes to travel to a sea coast from city center. So yeah, that's kind of a great, another cherry on top, I would say, whilst living in Riga, Latvia, studying in here, you and your students would be lucky enough to enjoy also this aspect of life. Riga itself, as I said, we're pretty big considering all the Latvian population. We're about 800,000 living in there. And yeah, the place is great. It's really beautiful. It's very unusual and rich architectural heritage in there, and the richest Art Nouveau collection in Europe. So basically, it just would be a pleasure for your eyes to walk around, to have city tours, city views, and of course, students would be able to find all the most popular amusements and sports and whatsoever in there. So of course, the very modern technical university, we engage in studies, we're great in academia, but let's not forget that our students are still young people and they need to be able to rest, they need to be able to enjoy themselves. And yes, Riga definitely has to offer something in this case. We're only one private technical university in Latvia. That means that we really are able to offer very individual approach to each and every one of our students. Yeah, considering tuition fees, we're just a little above of the state universities available here, but that means we're really able to engage in face-to-face communication with our students, to give them most we can, to offer them individual consultations, to offer them consultations in networking, building their career, offer them consultation and help finding perhaps a very first job offer here. Our history is really long-term. We were founded in 1990 at the School of Aviation Technicians and Mechanics. At that time, it was based in Kiev, Ukraine, and the Riga was just a branch of it. But after the World War II, in 1946, we were established as the Riga Higher Military Aviation Engineering School. And up to 1960, we used to be a Riga Civil Aviation Engineers Institute. It was biggest and most famous considering the former USSR area. So you all know geography well. You can just imagine how great the area of former USSR was. And we were one of the main, most famous, most popular, and most demanded civil aviation engineers institute. We also existed as RAO, Riga Aviation University, up to 1992. And our history as a private university has just started in 1999. So we are now 21-year-old university, which already is quite a history. You know, it's quite a heritage considering the past. But still, in the modern area, 21 years for university, it's not that last, right? We have celebrated the University of Riga in 2019. It was a great university, great celebration. We had our guests, alumni, partners, agents from all over the world. I would say it was the greatest party of the year, not only considering universities, but considering all the let's say amusement life in Latvia. So another point to mention that in 2020 there came another great addition to our history, something very new for us and something we really care about. It's our strategic cooperation with the University of West England, based in the United Kingdom, obviously Bristol. I'll tell you a lot more detail about this strategic cooperation when we will get to the section of study programs. But yes, that's kind of another stepping stone for us. It's 2021 now, and you can just imagine 1 year ago it turned our history, twisted it a little bit forward. So we're becoming not only local, we're becoming international university, considering the strategic cooperation questions. About the legal status of TSI and accreditation. Being a private university absolutely doesn't mean that we are missing something in terms of accreditation or legal status. No, we are fully accredited. We have all the same rights. and same responsibilities for sure as any other state university. We're established as joint stock company. So we have directors of boards locally and internationally, considering holders of the stock. We are accredited as university by our government and the Ministry of Education and Science. And we're not only university or institute itself, we're great in research, and we're accredited as a research institute as well. So yeah, we'll go to it a little bit further in detail, but it's a great international research happening in TSI right now at the moment. We do have 19 scientific and technological laboratories based on our campus. So our students have no need to travel around for their practical studies. It's all there. Starting from the first or second year of studies, they start their practical, depending on the course, on the study course for sure, they start their practical experiences, practical studies, and you never know, who knows, perhaps it won't be just part of their curriculum, perhaps some of them will stay with us as researchers. We have all the opportunities available. We are also part of EASA community, which is European Association of Aviation. So fully licensed in terms of offering study programs in aviation management and aviation transport. And we also do hold the certificate of Flight Operations Officers training. Talking about the structure of TSI, we are quite let's say broad in what we do and in what we can offer. We used to experience quite significant structural reorganization recently, and nowadays we do have just two faculties, which is the Faculty of Engineering and the Faculty of Business and Logistics. We do also have a little branch in the second largest city of Latvia, but I assume that all the potential applicants, potential agents would be interested in study programs we offer on the main campus in Riga. We do have our distant learning programs. We do have, as I mentioned, our research and development department. We do also offer lifelong education center opportunities here. So it doesn't stop with your bachelor, master, or even doctor studies here at TSI. We do also offer lifelong education center. So perhaps additional courses, extra modules, anything you would be in need of to develop your professional career is available in TSI. Talking about today, I talked a lot already about our history, but what we can offer today. We have more than 120 academic staff here in TSI, and what we are particularly proud of is that more than 70% of our teachers, of our lecturers, I'm sorry, are the holders of their PhD degrees. So we take it really seriously. Our HR department takes it really seriously, and it's not only HR for sure, it's about a total vision of how to offer professional high quality education, about how to engage in research, about how to be active in academia. That's why our lecturers and professionals are mostly PhDs. For sure, we live in a modern world and we take equality very seriously. So we really concentrate on gender equality here at TSI. So no surprise if you come to study, let's say, very serious engineering profession, aviation transport, perhaps, and you'll find out that the director of the program and one of the greatest specialists in this area in Latvia is a woman. So yeah, we take it seriously. We do pay great attention to equality. I mentioned gender equality here, but yeah, we also very multicultural. I'll go to the next slide to explain you in more detail what I'm talking about. But yeah, TSI is a place that pays great attention to any kind of equality, and for sure to multiculturalism. That's one of our greatest priorities, because we really look forward to attract students from all over the world, and we do understand that sometimes there appears to be some, let's say, people are different. Okay, people are different, especially when they come from different countries, different cultures, different background. TSI has a place, a room for each and every of them. No cases of any kind of cultural or religious or gender discrimination has never been found there. Never heard of, none of my colleagues heard of it. So we take it really, really seriously here. Perhaps I just mentioned or no, but nowadays we have 200, actually a bit more than 2,600 students here at TSI studying full-time, and 25% of them are international students. Quick representation, we do have students from Central Asia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, for sure. Significant number of Indian, Pakistani, Sri Lankan students. Also, some representative are a little bit more exotic countries, as Tunisia, African countries are also here with us. Egypt, Mongolia, basically name a country and I'll tell you, yeah, we have 1 student from there, or 10 students from there, or even more. So each and everyone is welcome. Nowadays, we provide undergraduate studies, so bachelor studies, postgraduate, master studies, and also PhD studies. Currently, it's just one teaching program, telematics and logistics for PhD students. But we really look forward to develop more. One program is currently under accreditation. So perhaps pretty soon I'll be able to add on another one to our PhD studies availabilities. Talking about forms of studies, we do actually offer a full range of forms, which would be part-time moduling, distant, and full-time. But as we are talking now about the so-called third region, for your students, for prospective students from these countries, only full-time studies or distant learning programs would be available. It's not about TSI. We would be more than glad to offer part-time studies as well. That's due to the government regulations, because our students applying to TSI and coming to study there apply for a residence permit. And residence permit is only granted on the base of full-time study contract. And that's why only these 2 forms of studies are available. Study languages are Latvian and English. All the programs are accredited to study languages. You perhaps you won't be interested into getting in more detail about studies in Latvian, but yes, all the programs are available in English, full curriculum, lectures, presentations, practical studies, seminars, and so on, fully in English, so no worries. No one would force you to start talking Latvian from the first day, although Latvian is a compulsory module in each study program. But it's very, let's say, preliminary, very basic level. So imagine you just starting to learn any foreign language. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so no need to prepare anyhow. You'll start with your ABC here. Faculties, engineering faculties, talking about bachelor studies, that's a full list of what we offer. I assume that Vandana, Sagar, Sandia, you'll be able to share this presentation with all the attendees later on, so they'll be able to review it once again. But just to name it quickly, for bachelor studies, we do offer computer sciences, double degree in computer sciences, telecommunications and computer networks, electronics, another electronics program, which with a add-on year is electronic engineer specialty, robotics and aviation transport. As for master studies in engineering faculties, we offer computer sciences, management and information systems, and electronics. So all the nowadays most demanded jobs in STEM can be found here in TSI. So a great place to start your STEM career here. Talking about transport and management faculty, it's a little bit less here, but we still have to offer something. Bachelor studies, transport and business logistics, business and management. As for master studies, transport and logistics, business management, and aviation management. And as for doctoral studies, as I said, only one program at the moment, but we look forward to develop another one. Nowadays, it's telematics and logistics, telecommunications, mathematics, and logistics. A little bit more detail about some of our programs, the most popular, most demanded ones. Computer science and information technologies. Everything you need to know about software development, information security, data science, artificial intelligence, web design, mobile applications development, and IT programs management. So there are for sure a lot more modules our students study whilst doing this program, but these are main subjects they would be concentrating in. Electronics and robotics, very demanded, high popular program nowadays at the moment, because we are living in a very modern world, experiencing another shift towards automation, towards using robots in manufacturing. It's all about energy-saving technologies, smart technologies, industrial robotics, and autonomous robotics. As I mentioned before, all the research laboratories and practical technical laboratories are available on TSI main campus in Riga. So students are fully available to engage in practical studies, starting from the very beginning of their curriculum there. It's why we are so popular and so demanded, considering technical universities in the Baltic region. We do have everything available on site. Yeah. Telecommunications. Telecommunications. Just imagine we're using Zoom now to be able to engage in communication with each other. And yeah, there comes a little bit of IT, there comes a little bit of electronics, there comes a little bit of engineering, there comes a little bit of everything. But all together, it's telecommunications. And telecommunication main modules are information security, Cisco administration, satellite communications and navigation systems, sorry, systems of video observation and transport telematics, and RFID technologies. Basically everything to start a successful, demanded career in telecommunications can be can be studied here at our TSI Institute. Transport and logistics, another very demanded area nowadays. So we're still experiencing some pandemic restrictions. It really differs from country to country, from region to region. But imagine how fast, how rapidly transport and logistics area has moved forward during the pandemic. Each and every one of us used to order their goods, their normal everyday goods, via internet using e-commerce. It's one area of it, but another area of it is transport and logistics. A lot of goods are shifted here and forward, here and back again, using both maritime, air, and basically each type of transport. And especially nowadays, it really moved forward. It was a very, very great pressure on this area, and world is still demanding a lot more specialists in this area, because for sure the pandemic will be over soon. For sure epidemiological restrictions will be soon lifted, but we just have to keep in mind that just in case something similar will start again, there will be great demand on this area as well. So we have to think forward, we have to be timely, we have to prepare specialists that would engage in transport and logistics before something terrible appears again. So transport, warehousing, production logistics, logistic of passenger transportation, logistics centers and terminals, intelligence system in logistics, logistic of foreign economic activity, and international and commercial transport law are studied in this program's curriculum. Aviation transport, another demanded program. Some of us might think that, okay, it was a very, very tough time for aviation transport industry during the pandemic. I would say yes and no, because yeah, we experienced significant drop in civil aviation transportation during these times. But imagine each aircraft, each plane has to be maintained when it's on the ground. It's not only about flying here and there, it's about maintaining, keeping it in a working condition, keeping it good and safe for future passengers. And that's why we offer 2 specialization in aviation transport program. One of them is aviomechanics, and another one is avionics. Sorry. So the difference of these two is quite significant. Aviomechanics are mostly engaging in maintenance, engineering maintenance of aircraft itself, and avionics are engaging in maintenance of all the electronic equipment of particular aircraft. And yeah, it's very demanded profession nowadays. When we prepared this presentation for you, we have checked job offers in this area internationally and locally. And I would say that specialists are really, really demanded, and that let's say offers, the financial offers are nearly the same that are offered for the pilots, yeah, for those who exploitate aircraft there above in the skies. So yeah. We used to experience a lot of inquiries, a lot of questions about the 3rd specialization we used to have. Previously, we also used to offer the specialization in piloting in this particular aviation transport study program. we don't do this anymore, but we do have a partnering institution also based in Riga, on the outskirts of Riga, about 10 minutes drive from Riga town. So yeah, it's a significant long-term, very successful cooperation of ours. They do offer specialization in piloting, offering PPL and CPL certificates to our students, and yeah, it's fully negotiable, I would say. Some of our students come to study aviation transport with a specialization in avionics or avionics, and then they also take their piloting course on top. That's also an option. Management. Human resources, business communication, business re-engineering, business modeling, electronic commerce. These are top 5 modules studied in this program. Yeah, it's quite broad, it's quite wide range, but still it's demanded. It's one of our most popular programs in terms of student number. Yeah, we do usually have even not 1 or 2 or 3 flows for this one. Yeah, great. I would say it's a great start for those who really want to engage in management, but don't have their particular vision yet of where to employ their future knowledge and skills. So it's very structured program. It's very fulfilled, but I would say it's quite general in terms of not having any narrow specialization in it. Yeah, distance learning. As I said, for our international students, we only offer distance learning or full-time learning modes. We offer Bachelor of Social Sciences in Management, Master of Social Sciences in Management, and Management of Information Systems as distance study programs. It's a lot of freedom. It gives you a lot of freedom to choose a place where do you study, to choose your own time for learning. It really gives equal opportunities for all people of all ages and all abilities, because you can imagine, especially talking about master students, they normally have their full-time employment already. They seek to develop, they seek to learn, to grow professionally and personally, and we can offer these distance learning programs for them because it's really easy to coordinate and to combine their learning experiences whilst continue to work full-time. No need for sure. Maybe some have an opportunity to engage in learning fully without being in need to work. It's also an option, so there are no restrictions whether the student is working or not. We just we're mainly seeking to offer this distance learning program also for those who are for some reasons are not able to travel to Tsi main campus and to engage in full-time studies. Yeah, double degree, our cherry on top. I have already mentioned about the strategical cooperation with the University of West England based in Bristol. I'll get in a little bit more detail about this particular program now. So what we have to offer, there's quite unique opportunity in market nowadays, and the only opportunity available in Latvian market. In a nutshell, what is it? It's an undergraduate program in computer sciences, but it's a double degree. So that would mean that the student comes to Tsi, comes to Latvia, engage in curriculum, study hard, develop their skills, develop their knowledges, and in the end, the student gets 2 diplomas, the one of TSI and the one of UV Bristol. So basically 4 years, 2 diplomas, the British one and the Latvian one. That opportunity is really unique, not only talking about having 2 diplomas itself, but it's also about the learning process. The program is developed in cooperation. It doesn't mean that TSI has developed a computer science learning program and just negotiated with UV Bristol to be able to award students our diploma. No, totally not. This program is up to highest British education standard system. We do have our lecturers international stuff. Yeah, it's not only local lecturers. We have attracted great, very experienced, very demanded lecturers to administrate this program for our students. There is a very intensive supervision about how the studies goes from the UV Bristol side. So actually, some of our students, we do have only piloting program now, so it's a very first intake for our program. So we still reviewing and correcting it. But yeah, I've heard from our current students that sometimes they just receive a quick call from the Bristol asking, let's say, all right, Anna, how are you doing? What is your experience in this module? Have you attended this lecture? Do you have any questions about this particular module, about this particular seminar? Do you need any help, any additional assistance? Could you please log in our e-research library to check this, and this? So it's full engagement with UV Bristol in terms of curriculum, whilst the student is able to live in Riga to attend their offline lectures in TSI. And here comes the money question. We developed this program that way, so the tuition fee is twice as less as the one for this program in UV Bristol itself. This particular program tuition fee is 7,000 euro per academic year, whilst the corresponding program in UV Bristol costs 13,500 pounds. So just consider it. You have an opportunity to graduate as UV Bristol alumni, to get into alumni database, to get your diploma as UV Bristol alumni, while spending twice as less as you would need to spend going to study to UV itself. There comes living expenses as well. For sure, Riga is less expensive than UK. If you would be interested, if you'll get some questions about this particular study program, living expense and so on, I'll be able to answer them after I finish my presentation. But yeah, it's definitely something to consider, to think about. Oh my God, there comes another slide. I have already talked it over, but let me have a look. Perhaps I've missed out something. No, it's world-class education in Latvia. Definitely, I've explained why. It's prestigious education for sure. British education still counts very prestigious all over the world. Yeah, computer science, software development. Perhaps I just haven't mentioned that this study program comes with a specialization, and that specialization is artificial intelligence. So it's quite close to what we offer in our regular computer science program, but it stresses out the area of artificial intelligence. Yeah, about Lifelong Education Center, I'll skip it, or I'll just go through it quickly. Yeah, I've mentioned that we have such an opportunity to offer additional courses, additional modules in our Lifelong Education Center. But yeah, I haven't mentioned the very something very important about it, that TSI students are able to get up to 50% discounts for these courses. Courses in IT, Java, C++, Cisco, CCNA, industrial robotics, languages. They're mentioned just two, English and Chinese, but we have more. Name them. Logistics, aviation, accounting and finance, management and self-development. This is the list available in Lifetime Learning Education Center now. And perhaps we will develop more because we do experience and demand in it. Yeah, as we're technical universities, we're pretty much concentrated in STEM. We're also a part of such famous networking academies as Cisco and Oracle. What that means for a prospective student or current student, that would mean that he or she would be available not only to get their normal bachelor diploma, but also would be able to get their professional certificates during this studies in bachelor program with a very big discount, because we are existing as Cisco and Oracle member also for those who are coming from outside TSI, so not only for students, for professionals who seek to develop, but for our students, these training programs, certificates are available for significantly less than for others. Talking about strengths of TSI in research area, as mentioned on one of the first slides, we engage in research and we take it really seriously. We do also have 3 scientific academic journals here in TSI, and we really concentrate on transport modeling, intelligent transportation systems, systems analysis of complex transportation system, and transportation analysis. We're not limiting ourselves in just these 4 categories. We do have more. So yeah, if someone is experiencing, let's say, they thrive to develop academic career, we're definitely a good base, a good start for it. Yeah. On a previous slide, I've mentioned our research activities in transport logistics, but yeah, for sure, we engage in research in ICT, smart cyber physical systems, robotics, cybersecurity, big data and data mining, virtual reality applications. Yeah, it sounds like fun, but we do have a very large research center for telematics in there. We are able to employ our graduates in this research center. So building academic career is a great option in here. Talking about digital society and economy, we engage in research in smart city and urban mobility, e-education, which is greatly demanded nowadays. A human-centric digital age, business intelligence, it all comes here. It all is available here. Our scientific journals, I've already mentioned, there are 3 of them: research and technology, computer modeling and new technologies, and transport and telecommunication. So perhaps your very first academic experience will be published in one of our scientific academic journals. Cooperation and networking internationally. I've mentioned UV Bristol as our partner in developing study programs, but for sure we do have more. We're engaging in very strong networking with universities all around, technical universities, University of Applied Sciences predominantly. Just a few to mention: University of Magdeburg, Vilnius, Gediminas Technical University, in a neighboring country, Wrocław, a great big university in Poland. There are actually so many of them. I couldn't put it in just one slide, so just a few to mention. If you're interested in any particular, let me know, and I'll inform you further. This also is a list of our business partners. So these are the guys who employ our graduates, if we talk that directly. For sure, not only employ, they're our great help developing business opportunities, developing study programs, developing our scientific laboratories, keeping them up to very high, very modern standard. And these guys also invite our students for internships during their studies. And these are normally great advisors for our students in their future career. Talking about transport and logistics, for sure, you know DHL, you know Kirchnagel, you definitely know GEFCO. So yeah, these are transport and logistic guys. Accenture, Infotech, Atea, these are guys dealing with IT. Mediterranean Shipping Company also comes to transport and logistics. So yeah, I don't want to take your time naming each of them. It's just to give you a quick understanding of how serious we take our business cooperation with leading companies in particular industries. Okay, I'm talking a lot, right? I'll better show you something. It's better just once to have a look than hear it all over and over again. That's our laboratory of Telecommunication Electronic Robotics Center. Our robots, Protomat, and kind of an amusement robot. Electronics and Robotics Center. We do develop our marker schemes here, both for studying and academic purposes. Industrial Robotic Lab, we do have a full range of Volkswagen robots available for practical training, practical studies in there. Oh, these are our pretty ones, autonomous robots named now. They're really fun. Sometimes myself or one of my colleagues will show you around. I will show around our laboratories, and you'll definitely meet these cuties. Yeah, they look like cuties, but actually these are quite serious machines. Our students use them for learning software programming. Those guys from IT, I mean, our students in electronics program do work with them intensively. Yeah, our robotics students for sure. So these cuties are not only cuties, these cuties are the base for practical studies in STEM programs available in Tsi. They dance, they walk, they talk, they are able to recognize face expressions. Actually, they do a lot. They do a lot. I usually use one of them for my presentations for agents and prospective students. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to take one with me today, but I really look forward for our virtual tours in the future and presentations in future to be able to show you how great they are. These are autonomous robots. These are a few pictures from our Academic and Professional Aviation Center. And perhaps a quick virtual tour. Yeah, here it is in a nutshell at a glance. Yeah, that would be actually so great, so fun to be able to invite you here and to be able to have a look yourself, because it's a really great environment we have here, and these laboratories, these networking academies, research center is something we're really proud of. Unfortunately, it's not that easy and fast to travel just for an open day from where you're based at the moment to here. But yeah, I've made my best to show you what I could just with a picture and quick virtual tour. Hopefully we'll organize another one pretty soon. I think I haven't mentioned yet about our e-library. Yeah, any university, almost any university has a library and e-library, but TSI also, in this case, also is able to offer a little bit more, because our electronic library has a largest collection of e-resources available in Latvia and one of the biggest in Baltic states. Yeah, more than 9,600 resources at the moment, and we constantly develop and enlarge it. Yeah, studies. It's also serious. It's also important for our future lives, but let's not forget it's not only studies, it's life. It's 4 years to spend there, and for sure none of the students would be actually, all of students are motivated, but still there is something more than studies, right? And we also have to offer a sports center available on site at CSI. It's a gym here, just normal gym. There is also amenities for engaging in ball games. Scaladrome, that's another thing. Scaladrome is the biggest scaladrome in Baltic states, or perhaps even in Europe. I'll double check. Anyway, it's great. It's great, and it's available here on site. There is something to do after your lectures, definitely. And student council, yeah. Some of our prospective students get worried about, okay, yeah, the program is great, I want to study, I want to develop, but how will I be able to communicate what I will do? Will I be able to find any help and support here? Yes. My answer is yes. Our student council is really great. They are really helpful, really friendly guys. we managed to organize the student council that way. So there are representatives from each country. The students come to study in TSI from, and yeah, definitely some support, some guidance would be always available. It's also an option to develop activities, to engage in activities for TSI. Our active students normally get quite significant tuition fee discount if they engage in TSI activities. And it's a great place to start building the network. Yeah, for sure, each student will find some friends. For sure, each student will find some internship. For sure, each student will be able to find a very first job offer. But it all starts here in TSI, and the student council is very significant place for it. So if you seek to find a place to start develop your network in Riga rapidly, then please consider a student council as a place for it. That's it. Pretty much everything I wanted to cover today is covered. There will be a Q&A section now. I already see some questions there. But yeah, before I start answering them, please follow us on web, TSI page on Facebook, TSI Riga on YouTube, TSI University in Instagram. If you'll subscribe, you'll be updated on everything what happens here on a daily basis. Don't worry, we won't spam you anyhow. We choose and deliver our content very carefully, so please do so. There are also email admission@tsi.lv. You can ask us questions. Phone number, please write it down. We are keen to answering phone calls and also WhatsApp calls, Viber calls, whatever calls, name it. Yeah, we're here to answer, we're here to help, we're here to guide. Pretty much that's it at the moment from my side. Vandana, if you could please help me answering Q&A.
Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you very much for this wonderful and detailed information. And yes, we already have few questions, and we can start with that. And I would also request the attendees to please ask any more questions in the Q&A section if you want to join our discussion. So we would just like to start with the first question which we have. When will Latvia borders will be open for Indian students to travel to Latvia?
If that only would depend on me, then the borders would be already open. Unfortunately, it doesn't depend on me. It's international regulations, it's international epidemiological restrictions. I know that at the moment, Latvian embassy in India is temporarily closed. We are constantly updated from the embassy side. So as soon as they'll be ready to open the doors again, to continue the work, we would share this information with you. But yeah, so this is the thing. It's a really important thing. Unfortunately, I'm not able to answer these questions. I only can share my experiences on how it happens in other countries who we work with, where we attract students from. I know that in Central Asia, Latvian embassies are already reopened. They already engage in visa issuing. In India, unfortunately, not yet, but we really look forward because we understand how important it is for admission process. Otherwise, students are not able to come for full-time studies. However, there still is an opportunity to apply to studies for TSI, to sign a contract, to get enrolled, and to start your studies remotely. As soon as the embassy will start to work again, our student will be able to go to embassy and on the base of having his or her contract signed to get their visa to enter Latvia, even though the study semester perhaps would be already ongoing.
Right. Thanks, Anastasia. And we have the next question. What are the eligibility requirements for undergraduate and postgraduate programs? And basically, the person is from India, so it will be in the context of India only. And in case you're comfortable to answer the same, it's okay. Otherwise, I can tell my admissions to answer the same.
Please do so. I only know for sure that we do require IELTS or TOEFL or other international English proficiency certificate at the B2 level, or a merit of instruction if the student has completed their previous education in English only. That's about the English proficiency requirements. As for school results, Vandana, please help me out. Give me a hand.
Yeah, Anastasia, sure. I think we'll be able to, as far as the requirements are concerned, the eligibility requirements, what we'll do, we'll share the program metrics with all of you. Once the session is over, we'll send it across on your email IDs. So you can refer to that. And you'll also have the admissions email ID, because admissions is going to send this email to you. So you can get in touch with them. You can write them back for any further queries, so that communication has been initiated with the admissions. Yes. And then second is about the college brochure along with the fees and duration. So surely it will be also shared with you. Now, about the post-studies placement, I would like Anastasia to just share it with our, attendees, what kind of opportunities students will have, placement opportunities once they complete their program at TSI Latvia.
Placement opportunities are available during the studies. Since our international students come to studies on the base of, and live in Latvia, on the base of residence permit, they do have a period of time to find their job after the graduation. So it could be only a full-time employment to continue to live in Latvia, or they could choose to pursue with their master degree. On that base, they would be also able to continue to live in Latvia. So placement opportunities are for the period of studying. After the graduation, there could be also some period of time for placement, but after graduation, students have to consider to find a full-time job to be able to stay here. As for work during studies, our undergraduate students are eligible for 20-hour week work, so part-time work, and our master students are eligible for 40 hours work a day, so a week, sorry, 40 hours a day. That's a bit too much. Yeah, so full-time employment. There are no other restrictions in terms of employment during the studies, a part of hourly restrictions.
Yeah, thanks, Anastasia. The next question is that, do we have paid internships during the program, like the student is working and getting paid?
That depends on a particular study program and on a particular internship or placement. Mostly, all the placements are paid. for sure you have to keep in mind that this payment won't be, they would be, let's say, in a middle market. Yeah, you have to consider if you're a second year student, only starting your professional career, you won't be paid as much as professionals who do engage in working in particular sphere industry for years long. But normally, internships are paid.
Thanks for
But
this.
it really depends what kind of internship, how long it is, which particular organization students comes to for internship. But yeah, generally they are paid.
Okay, so we have the next question. How many students are there in the university?
There are more than 2,600 students in the moment.
Okay, that's good. And if a student wants to join for September 21, who has already received AIC, they will be all good to proceed with the further? Yes, we are open for September 21. Yes. We are accepting applications for September 21. So the students who have received AIC can apply with us. And what is the percentage of international students or domestic students in the university?
More than 25% of our students are international students, and we seek to grow this percentage next year.
Oh, that's good. That's wonderful. And then the last question, which is that with us, is that how much time duration an invitation letter takes? What is the turnaround time for an invitation letter?
Invitation letter is developed quite fast. It takes up to 1 week to get an invitation number, but we only issue an invitation number when all the intake procedures are over, when the study agreement is signed, and when the tuition fee is paid. Then we register prospective student for getting an invitation number and invitation letter, and then the student is able to get their visa appointment at the embassy.
Okay, thanks, Anastasia. We have the next question from our partners in Vietnam. So they have asked for this question that we are not offering any English program to the students. What will happen if the students are having some 0.5 or 1 band score less in IELTS? Since they are from an English speaking country, can they apply with medium of instruction?
They can apply with a medium of instruction.
So it's like, it's not mandatory with them from the students who are from Vietnam. It's not mandatory with them to have IELTS score. Since they are from an English speaking country, they can apply with medium of instruction.
If they are able to provide decent merit of instruction, then it's okay with not having an IELTS certificate. Because anyways, all our prospective students, after paying registration fee, their documents are sent for verification in Academic Information Center. So that decision is not taken by myself or by one of my colleagues. We take it really seriously. We send this documentation for the verification, and since we receive a positive statement, then it's totally fine.
Okay, so then the next question is about the conditional acceptance. So if the student is applying with either their result is awaited or their IELTS score is awaited, so whether that student can apply to TSI Latvia, do we have conditional acceptance?
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes, and especially this year, the examinations in some schools and universities were postponed due to pandemic restrictions. Some students are waiting for their certificates to come later than normally, and so on and so on. So if the students would still have to complete an application form to submit all the documents they have available at the moment. We have a look through it. Student pays registration fee. And if it's all right, if we're waiting for just 1 or 2 more documents to come to be delivered, then we can grant a conditional letter.
Yeah, thanks, Anastasia. I think we have already answered most of the questions. In case we have missed any, I am sure that the attendees will be getting the revert from our team. And Anastasia, I would like you to tell us some last minute information. So to our audience, those who are watching us.
All right, so yeah, thank you very much. You see me, unfortunately, I don't see all of you, which would be great. Thank you for having your time with me. Thank you for being interested in such a great opportunity to consider Transport and Telecommunication Institute as your, oh, Rashi, hi, as your future place for studies. Yeah, definitely, we have all the opportunities to offer you. As I said, it's not only about the basic skills and knowledges. TSI has to offer more. TSI has to offer development. TSI has to offer research opportunities. TSI has to offer internship and job opportunities if you are successful in your academic results enough. Moreover, it's just a nice and green, clean place to live in. You'll definitely find some good friends here. You won't feel lost or frustrated at all, because we have, as I mentioned, great international community here, and there will always be someone who will be able to talk your native language with you. So yeah, please feel free to apply. Feel free to request any additional information you might be interested. Surely our partners, our colleagues, Vandana, Sagar, Sandhya will help you out answering them. In case they will be not able. However, I don't have any issues. I really believe there are they know everything. They're competent enough to guide you through, to help you out. Just in case, let us know if any additional materials, brochures are needed. Let us know. And yeah, hopefully one day, and hopefully this day comes pretty soon, we will be able to meet here at the Transport and Telecommunication Institute in Riga.
Yeah, surely. Thank you very much for such wonderful words. And now I would request Sagar to please say thanks not to our attendees, and then we will just close the session. Sagar.
Yeah, thank you, Anastasia and the one-man team. And it was a really nice interaction with the entire panel of participants here. And we have already shared the program matrix, the agent form, and the student guidebook for your references. And we have all your email addresses, and we will be sending you all the attachment for your references as soon as possible after the session. And thank you for your valuable time. And thank you, Anastasia, for getting us connected. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So yeah, any questions, let us know, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Keep safe.
Thanks, Anastasia. Thanks, Sagar.
Thank you, Vanna.
We at MSM are super excited.
All right. Bye-bye. Enjoy yourselves.
Yes. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for attending this session. Thank you.